A research of Ukrainian Tatrigami team, based on tens of thousands of personal records, shows that desertion rates in the Russian army have doubled in 2025 compared with 2024. If the trend continues, they estimate at least 70,000 deserters this year, roughly 10% of the entire force deployed in Ukraine. The typical Russian army deserter is a 37-year-old contract soldier. Deployed in the most active combat zones of Donetsk Oblast, his likelihood of desertion from the battlefield surged nearly tenfold in the first half of 2025. These and other findings, drawn from tens of thousands of records from districts and units sourced from hochujit.com, as well as other sources, are detailed in their study, offering insight into what is happening on the ground. Despite the rising numbers, Russia has so far built a relatively effective system for tracking down and returning deserters. However, this system will be severely tested as cases continue to grow, and bringing back such large numbers will become increasingly difficult. 412th Nemesis Regiment of Ukraine's Unmanned Systems Forces struck ammunition depots, field supply points, and vehicle parks, with footage showing an initial hit punching a hole in a roof, followed by a second charge finishing the target. The 412th Nemesis Regiment of Ukraine's Unmanned Systems Forces is a frontline, high-tempo unit built around loitering munitions, tactical reconnaissance drones, and rapid strike teams. Nemesis crews specialize in surgical hits on logistics, fuel trucks, ammo dumps, and bridgeheads, and in shaping the battlefield by denying Russian freedom of movement. Their tactics combine deep reconnaissance, swarming launches, and tight coordination with artillery and electronic warfare to overwhelm local air defenses and exploit fleeting targets. Training emphasizes quick mission planning, modular payloads, and decentralized command so small teams can act independently. Recent deployments show Nemesis working in tandem with maneuver brigades to create windows for advances and to blunt counterattacks. In short, the 412th is a nimble, tech-savvy force multiplier that brings speed, precision, and disruptive effects to Ukraine's fight. This is another major incident for the ever-doomed Russian Navy, which they tried to hide. The Project 21,631 Buyan-Vishny Volochysk frigate of the Russian Black Sea Fleet was seriously damaged after an accident near Crimea. According to sources in the RU Criminal Info, in August, the ship collided with the civilian tanker Nazan, flying the Turkish flag, which resulted in severe damage. The accident occurred on August 7th, in the Temryuk Bay of the Azov Sea, while performing combat tasks as part of a ship group. According to preliminary data, the military ship was unable to avoid a collision with a civilian vessel while maneuvering, resulting in significant hull damage. Despite the obvious technical consequences, the official report stated that the incident occurred during a drone attack and that the ship's combat readiness was allegedly not affected. This wording appeared, as noted, following the active intervention of Brigade Commander Oleg Sardin. However, even from the available photos, it is clear that the damage is significant and prevents the ship from being fully operational. We would like to remind you that the State Bureau of Investigation reported suspicion of treason against the commander of the Russian Vishny Volochysk frigate, which defected to the enemy in 2014. A drone of the Defense Intelligence of Ukraine hit one of the Buyan-M project frigates. The video of the attack appeared only at the end of August, which does not rule out the possibility that the incident occurred earlier. Also, you can have a look at an article on the destruction of Buyan-M-class ships in the Azov Sea. How many have already been damaged? How many are still there? And how many are being used against Ukraine? A series of Project 21,631, codename Buyan-M, frigates is being built by the Zelenodolsk plant and was developed by the Zelenodolsk Design Bureau as a modernization of the Project 21,630 Buyan frigates. At the same time, the displacement increased from 500 tons to 949. The strike weaponry is provided by the 3 S-14 vertical launch system, which can launch 8 missiles, either Caliber missiles or, in the future, Zircon and Onyx missiles. Moldova's Central Electoral Commission has annulled the registration of the pro-Russian Moldova Masse party, led by Victoria Fortuna, citing illegal foreign funding and allegations of voter bribery. The decision comes before the September 28th parliamentary vote and follows a separate ban on Heart of Moldova. This is how you crush Russian hybrid warfare. Zelensky confirmed that an Israeli Patriot system has been operating in Ukraine for a month, with 2 more expected this fall. Let's leave it at that. I won't say anything more about Patriot, he added.
I will not.
Say everything directly and specifically.
All right?
Leonid Kuchma, the Israeli system is operating in Ukraine a month.
Leonid Kuchma, it's been working for a month.
We will receive 2 Patriot systems in the fall. Let's leave it at that. I won't say more about Patriot.
Alexander Dobbin, next question.
Ukrainian interceptor drones, which will be manufactured in the UK as part of the Octopus project, will become the basis of a European drone wall to counter Russian drones. British Defense Secretary John Healey announced this in an interview with The Telegraph. The Octopus project itself involves the mass production of interceptor drones in the UK, developed in cooperation with Ukraine. According to the Secretary, these drones have already proven effective in the fight against Iranian Shahed kamikaze drones, while their cost is less than 1/10 that of their foreign counterparts. The newest systems are to be deployed on the borders of NATO allies as part of the so-called drone wall to deter the increasingly frequent intrusions of Russian aircraft and drones into NATO airspace. In the future, the Octopus drones could also become an element of missile defense to protect military installations and critical infrastructure in the UK. It should be noted that the announcement of the joint Octopus project between Ukraine and the United Kingdom took place on September 11th at the DSEI exhibition in London as part of an agreement on the exchange of defense technologies between the countries. In addition, in early September 2025, Ukrainian drone manufacturer Ukrspecs Systems announced an investment of £200 million, approximately $250 million, to build a new plant in Mildenhall, UK. It is worth noting that today the UK is one of the leaders in the development of unmanned systems in Europe, and is actively cooperating with Ukraine by expanding production capacity and adopting new technologies. In addition, the country is implementing joint projects with partners to develop various types of drones for Ukraine, including the Kuksan project, which aims to create a universal maritime drone for operations in Ukraine and abroad. The project aims to design a compact, high-speed assault ship equipped with a modular weapon system and payload capable of operating in challenging conditions. The drone should serve as a reusable platform, be resistant to enemy electronic warfare systems, and be able to attack targets even in the event of signal loss. The drone will be equipped with at least 2 weapons, which should be aimed at the target for optimal effect. The Ministry of Defense has identified several key capabilities of the Kuksan system. Maximum speed, more than 40 knots even in 3-point sea conditions. The range is about 1,300 kilometers with a full load and a minimum autonomy of 72 hours. Low silhouette and ability to counter electronic warfare as well as autonomous operation in case of signal loss. The ability to carry several missiles with a high explosive warhead and a range of 30 to 100 kilometers. The ability to conduct air defense to protect against threats such as helicopters and drones.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comments section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.